Oh, wow. We're back with more España. And can we just say, because we talked about it before we started this, a well-written acting challenge on a Drag Race franchise?
Who knew it exists?
Less frequent than you might think, but thank you, Drag Race España. And of course, that acting challenge has the word boner in it. So, we give and we take and we give. But hey, it is what it is. Hola, hola, hola. Bienvenidos a The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. Hola, reinas y maricones alike. I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay. It is a lovely, lovely Monday morning for me, so I'm drinking my coffee. It's just vanilla today because I'm going to be anything but vanilla about my thoughts on this episode of Drag Race España season 5.
And hello, everyone. It is me. It's your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. I am not feeling the best today, y'all. So bear with me with the voice. Please don't come for me. Just talk about the hair. Don't come for my voice. Please don't do that. But I'm drinking my tea, so just so y'all know I'm getting better. And I'm not drinking out of my cup mug because I haven't washed it yet, but I have it. Here's my cup mug, and you can get your cup mug at Lana G's Creations. I know. I said the same thing the other day. I'm so excited. You can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally. Thank you, RuPert, for showing that. And domestically, thank you, everyone else, for showing that. So there are no excuses. And Misha, you need to be next. Come on. Get your cup mug, period. Oh, yes, I call people out. Thank you.
And I'm Mike, your buff bodybuilding correspondent down in Dallas, Texas. I put the him in himbo and the gay in video game. And we had a lot of a scandalo in this challenge today. Very well written. Nick's for an Oscar also. We'll talk about it. Also, I cannot believe I had so much like creatine and protein shake in my brain. I did not say the last time I saw Lana, your hair looks amazing. I'm just going to call it out on the pod here. Absolutely amazing. Purple is your color.
It truly is.
And a lot of Spanish references, but you know what? We're going to piece it together. We're going to get through it. Interesting episode. A lot of highs, a lot of lows.
Hello there, everyone. I'm RuPert. I have no entrance line. And I'm here just drinking some water. And I'm still getting through my subtle amount of Coke as well. Very subtle for me. Because nothing I do is subtle.
Oh. Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Micha, el vuestro corresponsal parisino. And I'm drinking... What I'm drinking? I'm drinking some random tea, which is actually very spicy. And it's going to be as spicy as this episode. It's like a chili infusion, chili and ginger. Which will come in handy when we discuss all the drama and all the scandals.
Including but not limited to La Escándalo. La Escándalo. Yes, another great episode of season 5 of Drag Race España. We are off to a great start. I agree with you, Mike. The highs, the lows, the everything in between. We will talk all about it. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. And this is the week where we start our 2 weeks of 5 drag programs a week. Woo!
And we love it here. It's so great. I'm excited.
There is. I'm in drag heaven. It's lovely, lovely, wonderful, and fantastic. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we're putting out all of our content here on the channel. And we're putting out content almost every single day across all of our channels. So make sure to check out everything we are doing at the Cup Network. Links are down below for our other channels, our audio podcasts, our Patreon, our social media at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, and where you can follow all of us and get your Cup merch. So make sure to check all of that out. But yes, we come back in to the workroom, after no one went home. No one went home. And I'm happy about it because no one went home last week. After a very, very successful premiere episode talent show. Loved it. Loved every bit of it. But not everyone is happy that no one went home. Faran. Girl, let it be.
Listen, look, not too much on Faran because I will say
No,
this.
I love Faran.
This is why I say not too much on Faran because I too was like Faran when I started watching Drag Race. I was like, what you mean don't nobody go home first week? What are you talking about? Like, go home. This is the competition. Somebody needs to go. But I have mended my ways a little. I was like, I do like getting to know these girls at least an extra week. So I'm okay with nobody going home, but I'm not mad if they do decide to send somebody home the first week. I won't be like, oh my God, that's outrageous. I'm like, it's a competition. Somebody gotta go. So not too much on Miss Faran. I do like it. I get you, girl. I get you. Somebody needs to go.
I will say, like, don't get production ammunition. Also, if you just happen to do bad in the second week and you said I wanted someone to go home, like you're given production ammunition to make you look
very well
a little silly.
You, girl. Like, come on now.
We saw this in UK. We didn't see it here, but you're given ammunition.
Exactly. Ferrand has actually done pretty well, and yeah, I mean, it's a bummer that 12 is not their favorite number, but
No.
That was funny. 12 is not my favorite number. I was like, okay.
12 is not my favorite number at all. But we come in to the workroom the next day and we get, oh boy, a dumb mini challenge that I just love. Oh God, this might be one of my favorite mini challenges in a long time on Drag Race.
Also, can I just say before the mini challenge, there was like random notebooks on the table. And Satin was like, I don't want to write anything. I haven't written anything since the Dead Sea got a cold. And just hearing that in confessional from Satin, I was like, love you, Diva.
This is my first time publicly mentioning on the pod since the season started that I love Satin Greco. Mm-hmm. And I just want to put that out there into the universe because I also, you all got your chance also last week to say it, but I have to also just say, I love Satin Greco. It's a mother.
It's official. This is a Satin Stan channel.
Of course. And how could it not be? Let's be real and honest. How could it not be? Could it not be?
Yes, we love alternative reality Jewel Sparkles.
I mean, not too much in any direction.
No, we love Jewel Sparkles, the alternate reality Satin Greco.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it should.
That
be.
makes it more better. Mm-hmm.
That makes it better. But we get this incredible mini challenge where the queens have to pair up and tell dramatic stories. One person is telling the story and gets into 10-minute quick drag, and the other one is the arms feeding the other person ice cream while they tell the story. This is just dumb, stupid, and fantastic, and I loved every single bit of it.
This was so many teams were really good. Escandalo and Ferran were really funny, but like I also thought Daphne and Laka were hilarious. That would have been my pick because I was just everything that Laka, the way that she talks, just makes me bust out laughing. Like her cadence is just hilarious. So all around hilarious.
Yeah, this was such a great challenge. They did something very similar on season 13 where they did like a makeup tutorial. Mm-hmm. And it was like the same thing, but they were putting on makeup. And just like the first shot of Margarita and Satin, Margarita being absolutely covered in ice cream all over her face. And then Satin holding the ice cream, and then just with her other hand, just doing all weird hand movements was incredible. But then my favorite moment of this was like the giant ass thing of snot that just came out of Crystal Forever's nose.
I was
And
eating
the-
dinner. I
Yeah.
wish this did not happen. So
I was
was
also
eating dinner.
eating dinner.
I literally gagged. I was like, oh my. Ugh. And then she ate it. Ugh. Okay.
Well, ready for Dragula just in case.
Unafraid to
Ooh.
reference or not reference or eat snot. Good to
Ugh.
know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good to
Irma
know.
Gerd
Thank you,
sees you
Crystal.
from across the pond. Yeah, Irma Gerd sees you, girl.
Girl.
I was
like,
thinking that too. I was like, this isn't Dragula. I did not expect a gag
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, I mean, we had-
That's the gag of the season.
If anything,
Come
yeah,
on
she can
now.
be. She can literally be another snotty rocket queen. Just to a Newfoundland representation. Now we have a Spanish snotty rocket representation. So thank
Shout
God
out
for
to-
it.
Shout out to
But-
Irma.
Exactly.
Shout out to Irma. Love
I was
Irma.
kind of prepared last week when was it Alejandra who did the talent show with lots of chocolate when she was dripping chocolate
Yes, it was.
and in some angles and lightings it looked kind of also interesting.
Yeah,
Regulus.
it
let's
sure
put it that
did.
way.
It looked peculiar. It looked very suspicious. It looked very interesting. We'll
Yes.
leave it at that.
Also, who was paired with? I think it was Denebula, who they had like really sharp nails. And I
Yes,
was,
it was poking
was-
her.
Oh,
I
yes.
was so worried for her.
I think it was Daphne.
No,
Yeah,
And
that's
my- I just know I was scared to go poke her in the eye. I was like, oh, her
Yes,
eye. Be
the-
I think it
careful
was
with the
Eva.
eye.
She was-
I think it was Eva.
Okay.
With the
I think it was
No.
Daphne.
Daphne.
No, it was a younger.
Daphne was
it was
with Waka.
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was Eva, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
All I know is I just remember nails and close to her eye, and I
I
was
was
like,
like,
"Look,
"Ooh,
look,
ooh, be
No, it
careful,
was
girl."
Nori. It was Nori.
Nori.
Oh.
Okay, that
It
makes
was Nori.
sense. The mother, well, the motherness in me because I'm not a mother, but the motherness
The
and then
auntiness.
the auntiness in me, and then the
There you
fact
go.
that I have eye issues and I know anything get close to my eye, I'm panicking. So I'm like, no, do not poke her in
They
the
were just
eye.
like-
They were just around here, and I was freaking out till the whole thing stopped. I was like, okay, no.
But Denebula, it was a full sin. It was full sin. She leaned all into it, and you know what? Good for you, girl. Good for you.
I also really enjoyed what Nyx was doing. I thought Nyx was just like leaning into. I was just horny, just so horny, horny, and I was like, "That's I like if you're not gonna go like super dramatic sob story, I appreciate it." She was like, "I'm horny," and then she was like, "And he thought I was cis," and then. When he got close, you know what he found? A damn big dick. I thought that was just really, really funny. Like we said, I think a lot of people did really well, but honestly, right out the gate, Ferran and La Escándalo, I think just did really, really, really well. So I am not mad at them winning this mini challenge. Very, very well done. Very well done for them.
Shout out to like French-Spanish namers encounters in Andorra because that was their backstory.
Yes.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
And like of all places, yes, let's do it in Andorra. Thank you.
Let's do it in Andorra.
Also, this is like we're starting to see Ferran and La Scandalo are kind of like they're like sisters.
Mhm.
They're very, very close. And we got
And
to look into that this episode.
Yes, and you have to keep in mind as well, I believe España still does it the same way. And what makes them such a unique franchise is they don't keep the girls in a hotel during their stay on España. They keep all the girls in a house together. So they're all living together while competing. So that like it also adds that extra dynamic, which I've always loved about España. I don't know if they still do it, but I know they did it for previous seasons. And I think that also adds like such a cool dynamic to the competition.
So we can get live feeds.
I would love
And
live
shoot.
feeds.
I would pay. I would pay.
Oh yeah. That would be they would I mean that would probably be less live feeds, more OnlyFans, but that's another point for
you had
another
to
day.
Lama
At least
Herman.
past seasons from what we've heard. No wonder the competitors are much happier on España seasons than other seasons, but that's another point for another day. We find out that the Maxi challenge is an acting challenge, and we are doing the secret of Boner Bridge.
Exactly.
It sounds
Right.
so much better in Spanish.
It does. It really does. And then in English, it's just the secret of Boner Bridge.
Everybody's sitting on a secret in this episode.
Sitting on a secret. Promise that you keep it, and we
Copyright.
won't tell no one.
Copyright.
Yeah.
That probably won't get us. But yeah, I do like it as Secreto de
Copyleft.
Puente, Tieso. Like, it sounds so much better in Spanish. But yes, so Ferran and La Scandalo get to assign roles for winning the mini challenge. And this is where we get, a little small bit of drama.
Premonition.
A little bit of the premonition of the drama ensues in the choosing of the roles, because like and we were talking about this before we started filming as well, but one of the things that we kind of all loved about this challenge was the roles for obviously there have to be lead roles in this. Of course, it's an acting challenge, but for the most part, all of the other roles seemed to be very balanced, and I really appreciated the balance, Siaga, in this whole situation. It felt really and that's what made it such a strong challenge. But
I also think go ahead, RuPert.
Sorry, it wasn't like here are like the three main characters, and here are 4 groups of random people who all say one line each.
Right.
It wasn't like that. Everyone had a character, and they were all doing something in the acting challenge, and so that's what made it really interesting, because there were so many roles that people wanted, and I think there were only a few that weren't mentioned, or it might have just been one that wasn't mentioned in this what they're fighting for with roles.
And that's what I was going to say. It was very much like a kind of an Oprah, you get a car. Everybody was so excited to get their roles, except for one Nori. None for Gretchen Wieners, none for Nori.
I mean, apart from Nori, she wasn't the only one who wasn't excited, but it was kind of interesting because Margarita got what she wanted, but Daphne didn't. Daphne didn't want to play the drink. But it was interesting because, first of all of them said some shady stuff in the confessionals, but almost nobody was fighting in the workroom over these roles. They were like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. And we also see, it's interesting to see how Daphne and Nori deal with getting roles that they not necessarily wanted. Both great roles. There were no bad roles in this challenge. Mm-hmm. And so we see one of them succeed and one of them
drown.
They didn't seize the opportunities, because I actually thought Nori's role was actually really, really good. So
yeah. I appreciate it as well that Daphne immediately was like, I want to step out of my comfort zone. And episode 2, I want to step out of my comfort zone. I want to do something different. And I really appreciate it. I was like, all right, Miss Daphne. Okay, I see you. And I appreciate that as she is here playing the game of Drag Race. And I really appreciate that. What I didn't appreciate, Ms. Nyx, is coming for my Crystal Forever. Now, I like Nyx. I think she's stunning and beautiful, and I've really appreciated her shadiness over these 2 episodes. But why are you coming up in here saying, oh, I think Crystal reminded her of the old one?
Oh my goodness.
It was giving old maiden shoes. Kind of
old maiden type of dress.
Yeah.
Old maiden shoes here. Yes. And I'm like, girl.
What are you doing here?
Crystal does look a little bit younger than you. Let's be really honest. On the pod today.
Candy home or candy
shade. Can we just say, as a Crystal Forever stan over here, who I'm as a seasoned person myself, what you not gonna do is come for the seasoned queen and say she reminds you of the old woman because she just happens to be older than you when she looks younger than you.
She looks
I
20
mean-
years younger than her actual age. So
Exactly.
Hello. So don't do that. Don't do that. Nix, I like you, girl, but I was side-eyeing you that whole time. I was
Yeah.
like, girl,
What do
excuse
you
you?
mean?
Excuse? What do you mean? Okay.
It's
no,
so confusing
back up.
sometimes, to be a Nix.
You know what it
no,
is. You know what it is. I'm sorry, Micha. You know what it is. You know
Yes.
what it is. She hate her because she ain't her. You mad because she looks younger. And it's okay. I get you youngins. I get you youngins being mad at us because we don't age and we age beautifully. I get it. I get it. I get it. But your insecurities are showing when you do that. Just try to be like us instead of trying to come for us. Period. Thank you. Okay, I'm done.
this was a very playful like shade off between the two though. Like it was a funny segment. It was giving me very much like Pose or something like that, where they were just like insult to insult, and they were just trying to be graceful and they're insulting each other.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And then I love when Crystal was like face, and I wanted to play Bibi Zahara Benet's face. I give face, beauty face. I'm like, I want that in the background of this whole scene. I'm like, that would have been wonderful. But but
go ahead, Micha.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I just had this two small contradictory bit remarks on this situation. On one hand, Nyx was really feeling her oats from the acting from the mini challenge, and she continued with her oats and the acting challenge. So she really like walked the walk. But also, we have a premonition of a much like less playful and more serious scandal the two have apparently in the next episode, because we've seen that they have a major fallout for the sewing challenge. So this story is going to continue, but on a like more serious note apparently, because like Crystal is not playing, Mother does not play that
part.
That
part. But yes, everyone gets assigned their roles, and we go immediately into filming. Filming the acting challenge. A lot happens. What did we think?
Overall, I think it's nice that they let them rehearse a bunch, because I feel like in the US seasons, they just throw them in front of the camera and they're like, go. They did a lot of rehearsal, and it really showed in the final product. But we can get into like the specifics if anybody has any like specific like moment.
I have one remark probably. Sorry, or RuPert, go ahead.
The one thing because I have got like some notes on some queens and how they did in this rehearsal process. But the one thing I like was just like how hands-on the Harveys were with this. Like they weren't just sitting down in their chairs watching the cameras. They were like, okay, let me stand up and let me like talk to you. And also even like before they started like filming the scenes, they were like, okay, what's your character? Basically, what's your character? How are you going to play this? And like you can tell they also had quite a bit of time, because from behind the scenes information, during the UK 6 acting challenge, this is from Chanel O'Connor's video about it, they got the script, they had 2 hours to like eat dinner, get into drag and learn their lines and then film it. And that was for like the UK 6 like the like Hallmark trailers. And like just seeing that they must have had like more time for this, because like this was a long acting challenge as well, and it was just really good to see that they were obviously came in more prepared than a few other queens, and like España didn't want them to fail right out the gate as well. You can go, Micha, now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, RuPert, because that was part of my point, that the best thing was before it started, they asked explicitly what their characters were. And I think it's overall a sign of a good acting challenge on a Drag Race. Like, remember when real like acting directors and people come in studio, like, hello, season 9 with 90210, hi, like France 1 with the actual like Grand Dame of acting coming into and rehearsing like line by line, asking which character do you have. Philippines too, also like they were starstruck by this diva, and look, the end product was great because it's like a real person who is into acting and directing, and moreover, as Javis presumably wrote the script, it was like so good of them to do this. So yeah, basically they took time. They gave all the queens to take theirs, and that the queens, almost everybody, apart from a couple of people which we are probably going to discuss later on, had in their mind what are they going to portray, what is like their character. I mean, the system works sometimes.
Yeah, I thought they were really respecting the artistic integrity of like the queens, their characters, what they brought. I really appreciated the Javis. Like just like what you said, they asked their characters. They wanted to know their perspective on the script. And that's so different from what we see from if it's a RuPaul judge season, where RuPaul comes in with an idea of what all these characters should be and is like, no, you need to mold to what I think the character should be. The Javis, it was a collaborative effort. It was like, this is what we think it is. It's a little different from what you do, but like, let's see where we can meet to make this work for the performance. And I really appreciated that.
Agreed. This was one of the few times that I was like, you know what, Javi, you did your thing. Yeah, I will give you your fives for this one. I will never give you your tens. I could never give you your tens, but I will give you your fives because they did it with this one, and I like the hands on this. But this is what they do, so I get it. I mean, they just could not, even if they wanted to, they couldn't just sit and watch a train wreck happen before their eyes with a project that it's about something that they do that will look bad for them. So I get it and I understand it and I liked it. I really did. I really did. I thought they were good for, this was the kind of people I like in challenges like this. I don't like people who come in and just let the queens flounder when you know this is not their forte, this is not what they do, and you sit there and you, instead of helping them and giving them notes and fixing and helping trying to make it better, you sit there and critique them and bash them and judge them and then make them feel bad for doing bad against something that they don't do on a normal basis. So I like that the Javis did that. It made sense to me. I enjoyed it.
And like you said, Lana, this is... Oh, go ahead, RuPert.
No, Logan, you go. I'll go after you.
And I was just going to say, like you said, Lana, this is what they do. So, like, they should
They should
be capable in, directing properly and doing their things. And that's exactly what we saw from them. This is where they shine. This is where they shine as judges, is taking the film perspective and taking the directorial perspective of a lot of different things. And that's exactly what happened. And I really appreciated seeing that from them. We don't always get, the best, most, I don't know what word I'm trying to go for here, but we don't always get the best judging and perspective from the Javis, or like the ones that, fans agree with the most. But in this case, I really appreciated seeing, I guess for lack of a better term, the truest form of the Javis and the most themselves. Like, I was just like, oh, we're seeing the Javis at work and like doing what they do. And it was really cool to see that as someone that, like, I do love seeing people in their element doing what they do, because we don't always get to see that on Drag Race España. So it was nice to see.
Yeah. Like Logan, what you're saying, it reminded me of, do you remember in Canada season 1 where they asked like Jeffrey Boy Chapman to be like the shady judge?
Yeah.
And then when he was like directing the acting challenge, it was like, that's who he really is. But then what I was going to say is like, one of my favorite things, like if the Javis wrote this script, they weren't like completely like solid to this. Like, you have to say these lines as they were written. Is like, okay, if you mess it up like once or twice, we'll go with what you've said. We won't keep going until you get it right, which is like nice, because they weren't like, you have to say this, you said this wrong, you've messed up. It's like, okay, it's clear that you're not getting this, but your line is pretty much in the right area, so you can say that and that works just as well. Because I noticed that in the final product, especially with Satin, when she, in like her scene in like the house.
I think what makes it difficult though is that there are a lot of lines in this script which were kind of like rhyming couplets. There was kind of like little wordplay that they put in all over the place. So I can understand whenever they're trying to adhere to the line as much as possible, because they're like, it's a really clever line, please stick to it. And I have a couple of like standouts, like moments of those, like when they were talking about Dolores the person, and then in the next line said Dolores as in like the plural for pain in Spanish. Some fun wordplay like that. So I can understand when they want them to stick to the line, but I mean, we saw with Satine, it's like if you're getting the spirit of the line and your character out, it's helping them shine the best. But it did come into the critique with Satine, and we'll talk about that, I guess, when we want to talk about the performance as a whole.
We'll get there shortly. But yes, we get a myriad of workroom discussions before we go to the runway itself. The good, the bad, the horny is how I like to describe it, to be honest. And I'll go in that order. Not that that's the order they presented them in, but we get Crystal coming in and immediately is like, well, I sucked. So I'm nervous. So I'm gonna pull out all of the things that give me strength. Pulls out her RuPaul Barbie, which was gorgeous. Loved it. And then we get a lovely discussion about her and her partner, who have been married for 7 years. Gorgeous, lovely. Loved that. It's always really nice for me to hear. It's really nice for me to hear always, about queer relationships in other countries, because it's not always, we don't always get to hear about the strong relationships like that in other franchises. So it's nice to hear.
Like, I always love hearing about like queer relationships and like queer strength around the world, because for me, who personally didn't have or see much queer representation throughout my life, because I spent pretty much the majority of my childhood in Malaysia, which is an Islamic country where being gay is illegal and is not allowed. Watching Drag Race is how I really found a lot of like queer energy and queer strength in my own personal life, and then seeing it always be shown on Drag Race is always one of my favorite aspects about it, because like learning, because like there might be someone like me who doesn't know about this, and then just having queens and like people on the show having the strength to like share their stories with the world, and sharing their struggles with their family life, which we'll get to with Margarita, and then also like their happiness and their joy as well. It's such a wonderful thing to hear about and know, because it makes, if you're feeling in a dark place, you're like, okay, this person's gone through it. They're on the other side. They found the happiness, they found the joy, or they're getting through it, and you can relate to a queen as well. It's just a really nice thing to see.
I agree. I think it's an important story we need to continue to see on Drag Race, is this idea of chosen family, the people that you choose to be close with, who you choose to be intimate with. It's such an important storyline that we need to keep seeing on Drag Race, because it is so central to queer identity and the queer experience, and growing up. And we see, the bright side, we see Crystal and her relationship. And we also saw a little bit of Alexandra's relationship. She was talking about her open relationship as well. But then we also see like the struggles and where people have come from, where we saw, I believe it was Margarita opened up about her homophobic father, and coming out on the other side with an amazing relationship with her mother, as well. And it's sadly just such a common story that needs to be reiterated and shown light on, because it is such a common struggle in the queer community. And it does give hope to people who may be going through a difficult situation like that right now, to see someone like Margarita who's like, I went through it. This is the horrible things that my father said to me, but I'm on the other end and I'm thriving and I'm happy. and that gives hope to people who are maybe going through it right now. So it was a very touching segment.
Also, it showed the two dual sides, because we had Margarita talking about her father not being there, very homophobic, and then she was talking. Who was she talking to?
Ferran.
Farhan, and Farhan was like, I am so lucky and blessed to have parents who supported me from the start. So there are people and there are parents who support their children and who will be there for their children. So I like seeing the two sides of the coin, and it's on television, it's being shown to the world. So like you said, people can have hope to know that
Yeah.
just because you come from one situation that might not be the best, that might not be good at all, it could be horrible, somebody in your life is going to love you and cherish you and care for you. And even if it's not your parents, it could, like you said, your chosen family. You surround yourself with people who care for you and who love you. And so I love, it hurts to see the pain that people had to endure, but the testimony that comes out of that test that they had is so beautiful. It's like you've grown and you had pressure. Pressure makes diamonds, and that is what these people are showing. It's like you went through the struggle, you went through the hard times, you went through the hate, you've been through the complete vitriol, but you came out on the other side as a diamond, and you're beautiful and you're shining. And so I want all of my queer brothers and sisters out there to know you might be going through hell right now. It could be bad, but pressure makes diamonds. Keep pushing. Know you are loved. Know somebody loves you, and you find those people. If it's not in your own family, you find those people who are going to love you. You ain't got room in your life for people who will hate you. So if they start showing you hate, okay, peace, deuces, chuck them out, get them out as quickly as possible from your life, because you don't need it. Because there's always somebody who's going to accept you, who's going to love you, who's going to respect you. And you do not need to be around people who don't do that. And that's coming from me, who is an ally for all of my LGBTQ plus family, because I love Black people. And if you come in my life, I'm going to love you regardless of who you are, even with what I believe in my life. I will love you regardless, because I know you are good people. I judge people by their person, not their lifestyle, their character. So find those people in your life. Find those people, because I hate hearing. I hate hearing my friends going through such hard times because of who they choose to love.
Yeah.
We can't change who we choose to love, just like I can't change who I am as a person. I can't take off my skin. You can't take off your choice of who you want to love. So
Yep.
that's it. I'll get off the box now.
Well said, Lana. Well said.
Agreed. Agreed.
No, yeah, just. I almost wanted to tear up, but then I remembered how Alexandra was lusting over Crystal's husband, and I was like,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
That fun dog. That's super fun dog.
A good-looking man. A good-looking man.
I mean, he is indeed. It's just like it
very
was just.
good looking.
I was like, go Crystal, go Crystal.
She just
I
like
see
literally jumped on the occasion.
Yeah.
I see you, Crystal.
Crystal went and got her some.
Yeah.
Period.
And I will say, I do love that Alexandra was very, very open about being in an open relationship, because that's also not something we see very frequently on Drag Race, is being like, no, I'm in an open relationship and I know my husband's out there probably having the best time right now while I'm here, and I'd be doing the same if I could.
I was going to bring that up when you brought up the house shenanigans, because I was like, Alexandra said clearly she isn't.
Yeah, I
she
was
doesn't like
well,
anybody on this cast.
apparently,
like
yeah.
that.
Right. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks for Alexandra.
Yeah, it's just interesting that we do have this duality sometimes on a few seasons now. Like on Canada 4, it was very like back-to-back discussion of a long-term husband and like a monogamous relationship, and then it was Kikiko, I believe, and then Venus was like, no, I'm like fully open and polyamorous and so. Yeah. I mean, it's just not like in denial, but it's cool to see all sides and all the spectrums. And it was there. super heartbreaking to hear that some people go to hate as far off as to compose chants to mock their child. That was like the most heartbreaking part for me about Margarita's monologue, that not only that the father was already a hateful bitch and didn't give her enough food, but also like to create rhymes to mock their child. I mean, who in the right mind would do so?
So stupid.
Just,
I feel it's so funny, but like we've seen lately, I will say, from the times we've always been getting at least one person in every season to talk about their open relationship. So it's starting to become more and more accepting, more and more open. People are talking about it because I'm like, oh, it's always at least one who will say and mention, I'm in an open relationship on one season or another. It's like, I kind of,
I appreciate it because, I mean, if you are in like straight communities and you're not in queer communities, it's actually very common for open relationships.
I'm
Not every
finding that
relationship,
out.
but like it's pretty common. So I feel like we shouldn't try to mold our presentation to this heteronormative expectation of our relationships. It should be what our relationships are comfortable with.
Right.
What are we comfortable with in our own relationships? And if both partners, both or 2+ partners are okay with being open in the relationship, that's their relationship.
Yeah, I'm finding that out more and more the older I get and the more I am finding, or not, I don't want to say research because that sounds very clinical, but the more and more
but it is kind of
but
research in that
the
way,
more and more
Lana.
I hang around with people who are in the community, and the more I know and hear about their relationships and hear about, I find it more common than not for people to be in open relationships. Now that ain't for me because baby, I'm too jealous to let that happen because what's mine is mine, and I do have no. I wish somebody would try to talk about open relationships with me, but if that's what your judge is, if that's your gig and y'all happy, happiness is above everything else, baby. So be happy, do you. I'm not doing it, don't mean I'm gonna make you do it.
Like, and I love people that can be monogamous. Like, if that's your zhuzh, go for it. I am not that person. I am not that person. I have 4 partners total. Like, that is my zhuzh. Like, that is the way I live my life because that is the situation that I frankly kind of stumbled myself into, to be honest. But
I love that for everybody. If that is your zhuzh and everybody knows about everything and everybody's open and honest about everything, then I say live your best damn life. Period. Period. So I love that for the queens. I love that for you. I love that for anybody who is in that relationships and can do it. Because baby, I cannot.
Yeah, I got myself a cute little polycule now, and it's real cute. It's
we
real
love that for you. We love that for you.
But yes, on those notes of all of those things, I think we should probably take ourselves to the runway to talk about some runways and other things, including but not limited to runways. I want to like this look.
You don't like it?
I want to like this more than I think I do. I don't love it. The one thing that's throwing me off is why are there pom-poms on these sleeves? Why are there pom-poms on these sleeves? I do not need pom-pom sleeves.
I do wish it was more kind of a puffier like shoulder situation going on here.
But it's not. It's a pom-pom sleeve.
Yeah. I do think that otherwise it's a pretty classic Supreme look, in my opinion.
But pom-pom sleeve.
I think Supreme had so many more better looks, and that's all I want to say. Yeah, love the color though.
Pom-pom sleeve.
This color does look great. They look more like a large amount of like just like 3 or 4 like bows around the sleeve. It doesn't give pom-pom to me. It gives either like bows or pinwheels. Like on the sleeve. It doesn't give pom-pom, but like I do see where you're coming from, Logan. But this color is beautiful on Supreme. And I also love the fact that she has like the blue eyeliner as well, with her makeup tying into like the look as well. And like this look is stunning, but the sleeves do throw it off a bit.
The color is all I like. I'm sorry. Supreme is my least favorite dress judge on all the franchises that I've seen. And I've seen some very questionable looks from some of these people, but as a whole, overall, I don't like Supreme's choices hardly ever. And this is no exception. I'm not a. We've seen it so many times on Supreme. It's just like, bleh.
What did you?
Sorry.
Remind me what did you think of last week's, Lana?
It was
The
alright.
pantsuit with the graffiti. Okay, because I
It was
really liked last
alright.
week.
It was better than most of her things. I
Because
will
it
say
felt
it.
the least Supreme of a lot of things
Yes,
Supreme has worn recently, and I really
exactly.
liked it. And then this was like,
Exactly. Back to
a
the
shift
basics.
dress. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, a silk dress.
Oh, a silk dress with pom-pom sleeves and hair that doesn't match.
Well,
Groundbreaking.
Logan,
Okay.
Logan, you're giving a cat suit.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, a cat suit. Oh, a bodysuit reveal.
Do we have the
Mhm.
other judges?
No.
I was saying Anna Locking looks. She always looks amazing. She looked amazing.
Anna Locking looked great.
They didn't post any of them.
Yeah, they
so.
didn't post them. Because they don't. I'm gonna say this. Drag Race, period. This goes for all of the active Drag Race franchises: Philippines, España, and UK. Interns working on current Drag Race franchises, come to the front. Post the fucking looks the day after the episode. Y'all don't need to be waiting until Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or several days after your episode airs to be posting judges' looks. I don't understand what your posting schedule is, but you need to change it because it's not effective and it's very, very, very rude. And I thank you.
I mean, this is like a golden rule of like anything social media. You have like 24 hours after the episode post to get that hype train going.
Absolutely.
And none of them are doing it.
Like,
None of
for
them.
real. Like, seriously, you can get at least the judges. Like, the judges should be like before
Y'all
the
have-
episode
y'all
airs. Like,
Y'all
the
have the
judges.
stills I know a week before. I would know we've gotten them before. Make it make sense, social media managers. I am one. Y'all need to do better.
Also, they have these pictures. Drag Race was filmed months ago. They have
That's
all
what
the
I'm saying,
That's what
RuPert.
you
That's what
have
I'm
them.
saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You have them. Post them. Like, literally, you can schedule the post to go out a couple of hours even after the episode airs. Like, you could schedule your post to do that. The judges looks should go out even before the episode airs.
the judges
It's
looks.
the judges. Like, put the judges out before the episode airs. And then if you want to put the runway looks out, that should go out a few hours after, if not a day after. Like, it should not. Come on. Come on. But you know what? Y'all do what you do. We gonna continue to do what we do. Because guess what? We still got looks. Thank you, Drag
Yeah.
Looks.
Thank you, Drag Looks. Go check out Drag Looks. Their link will be in the description below. As always, whenever we use them, shout out to Drag Looks. Drag Looks is great. Drag Looks does great work. Drag
Mhm.
Looks posts looks in a reasonable amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank
I know
you.
this whole thing has been a very niche discussion for anyone that doesn't care. So I'm very
But
sorry.
podcast people, we have
Podcast
to.
people, yeah, sorry, but we'll
It's
move
fine.
on
Inside sausage. Seeing how the sausage is
quite
made.
literally, but El Secreto de Puente, Tieso.
Beautiful.
The Secret
It
of
sounds
Boner
great.
Bridge.
Sheesh.
The
I don't
Secret
like
of
it in
Boner Bridge.
I don't like it in English.
The Secret of Boner Bridge.
Please stop saying that. Please. Thank you.
So we've got our first 5 characters on screen here. Alexandra, Nyx, Laka, Denebula, and Satine. Thoughts?
First of all, I love this intro and this opening
Yes.
sequence.
It's
I
so
want to say
telenovela, and I loved
España,
it.
España, y'all did y'all big one with this opening and this interest. It made it so easy to get these pictures because it was beautiful. I think let me just okay. The first two with Nyx and Alexandra. I think they were so good. I enjoyed this moment between them. Nyx, girl, so good, so
Yeah.
surprisingly good, so funny. Like the physical comedy, I enjoyed. Even if I didn't know everything, I didn't know nothing that they were saying besides Fishwife. I was like, okay, I got that laugh the entire time because I understood the concept. I got the gist of what was going on. And that's what I like to do because I know I'm not going to understand everything because I don't speak the language, which is fine. But if you give me a concept that I can understand and a story that I can follow, it makes this so much better. This, like y'all said earlier, the writing with this was so good. And because I could follow along with the story as it was happening, even not knowing what way they were saying. And so when these two first walked out, I was like, okay, this is fun. Nyx and they had such good chemistry together. They laughed, they fed off of each other and I enjoyed this scene so much with the two of them. And then I was like, okay. And then when she hit her with the brick I was like, okay, I know what's happening. You're still in her life because you don't have. She's about to get married to this rich person, and you're stealing her life. Okay, that makes sense. Got it. I thought these two were so funny. I enjoyed these scenes with them. I think that was my favorite scene of the whole thing was with them because it just felt easy. It flowed naturally and I could appreciate them. Now the bottom three, the second group, I enjoyed their scene, but I felt like it was flat. It was a little flat for me because I think the Nebula and I like Luca,
Eva was
Laka.
also pretty.
Right, Emma was in that one too. I like Laka in this. I think she stole the show for me in this scene with the four of them. But I felt like the Nebula was fine. She didn't do much but take a lot of pain with the corset, and she was just like she
Great.
played the clueless role of
Mhm.
like not knowing that the person that she's with is gay and doesn't really want to marry her, and she was like ah. But I felt like she fell a little flat. Second Greco, I like her, but and I didn't think she did that bad. Here's the thing: was it a challenge for her to get there? Yes, but once she got there, I think it was fine. The finished product. If I didn't see the rehearsal and I just watched this finished product, I would say she did good. Like, okay.
Mhm.
She gave me that, socialite mother who's like, I need to marry my daughter off to this rich man, and I don't care what anybody says about him. It doesn't matter. You're going to marry him. Like, business
Right.
is business. What about love?
Yeah.
We don't care about love. We care about business. And so I think for me, that scene with Eva, I think Eva did really good too. But I don't think it didn't do much. It was fine. It just didn't excite me like the first thing.
I
I'm gonna cut in here and say I literally have the exact same thoughts as Lana. Like
yeah.
I thought Alexandra and Nyx were phenomenal together and like maybe could have duo one, honestly, if the winner, and we'll talk about her here shortly, did as good if she had not done as good as she did. I think this could have been a double win between Alexandra and Nyx because I think they both just absolutely killed this challenge. And I
The
think
wig.
of the three, yeah, it just
Oh,
stupid,
stupid.
stupid, stupid,
Mhm.
stupid, stupid. And I think of the three that we have on screen from that scene, Laka was my favorite.
Hmm.
Because I think she just played that ditzy role so well. And I agree, I don't think Satine did nearly as bad. I think someone else could have been in the bottom three over Satine, and we'll talk about that
Hmm.
here
Yeah.
shortly.
Hmm.
100% agree. Nyx was just the standout star for me. Alexander was great, but Nyx, like the comedic timing was just perfect. Like she had like that perfect timing of looking to the camera, breaking the fourth wall at the perfect time, and it was
Hmm.
so funny. And you could see in rehearsal she was just so collaborative with the Javis to come up with such a great scene. And I'll be honest, like one thing that I hate about these acting challenges is you just forget. It's so like white noise because it's poorly written. But Nyx performed this so well that whenever Nori comes out at the end, I instantly knew who she was going to be. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't have to remember. Oh yeah, the fishwife got clobbered at the beginning of the thing because Nyx was so memorable. It was the memorable one of the most memorable performances of the whole thing. I agree. Laka in the second scene was my standout, and I also agree, Satine. I don't think they should bring into the troubles in rehearsals.
Me
I think it's
either.
bad critiquing. It's kind of production riggery, in my opinion. Satine would not have been in the bottom if it were up to me, because the performance itself was strong. I understand it took a while to get her there, but character was strong. She was memorable. She was the second most memorable behind Laka for me in that scene.
RuPert, what's your thing?
I agree. I also think this episode was such a great redemption in the challenge and also on the runway for both mostly for Nyx and then Alexandra in the challenge, because I wasn't the biggest fan of Nyx last episode, but this episode she knew, okay, I didn't do great last week. I want to show that I've got more, and I'm not like, I want to do better, and she took this role head on. Also, this season is the season of breastplates because everyone has one. Everyone has a breastplate.
It's really
I'm thinking that might be Alexandra's breastplate. I was thinking it was the same one because she wore it for the ice cream thing.
Yeah.
No, for the ice cream one, Nyx wore her entrance breastplate, which is like humongous. This is like a different.
Well, Nyx did say for the ice cream one, she borrowed Alexandra's.
Yeah, the ice cream one she followed She borrowed
that one.
Borrowed Alexandra's from the entrance, and then for like this third, for Laka, Denebola, Satine, and Eva's scene in the house, it was like you could see what was like the scene made sense. Satin played the character really well, but like if you are taking what they did in rehearsal into critique, it really reminded me of the season 17 Rusical, when like the whole reason Anya Nerve didn't win was because she was difficult to work with in rehearsal. And I'm like, yeah, but she got it down in the end. So like,
yeah, that bothers me.
So like, hey, so like, just give her just make her safe, and then give her the note saying you did well. It's just you struggled a bit in rehearsal. Like, just give her the note and send her off as safe, because it was. And then also like her runway should have kept her safe as well, because that runway look was incredible. But then Laka did really well. I really like that Denebola decided to do like this ditzy character, because it's very different from what she's shown. Because like I would have expected her to do something else, and so then with Daphne also originally wanted to try and stand out and do something different. I like that Denebola was also wanting to try and do something different in this acting challenge as well. And then Laka was great. She steals any single scene that she's talking, or just like anything. She's just like, oh, this scene, it's about you. No, it's my scene now. Bye. That's just the energy she gives off. But this was just a really good acting challenge, and just Nyx and Alexandra did really well. I'm going on a bit, so I'm going to end now.
I mean, yeah, if last week somebody would have told me that Nyx would be like Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange combined for ad-libs, I would have dropped my fan and walked away. But instantly, yeah, Nyx was just phenomenal. I mean, all this like things that she's done, and the Javi's praised for her, like all the additional layers to her character, all the ideas that she basically created for both her and Alexandra, worked tremendously well. And yeah, I mean, the opening duo was fantastic. Of the bottom three we see on this page, I totally agree. Satine shouldn't have been anywhere near the bottom. If Anna Locking would have shouted out over, just like saying your dress is phenomenal and you're safe, everybody would be fine, because otherwise it's really coming off a bit bizarre, because she found herself in the bottom three for not much, because in the scene she was really, really good. Laka actually stood out for me even more on her street scene with Margarita, because there she shone even more, because this scene within the mansion, they all were kind of, I mean, they did share the space, but Laka on the street was even more impressive for me. She could easily be my fourth favorite overall in the challenge. And yeah, kudos for Denebot for really going somewhere outside of exactly what we perceived her on episode 1. Actually, the corset was kind of all of her bit in her scene, but I actually mostly remembered her very last line before the ending credits, when she was howling and bawling her eyes off and screamed, "How can you be gay in the border bridge?"
Right.
How can you not? But yeah, that was very good of her.
Mm-hmm.
Smart choice.
Period. Now here's where we have Eva and Margarita, as well as Daphne and Crystal Forever.
Okay.
Lana.
Eva, we already said she was good. The scene was
Yes.
fine. She was good in the scene. Margarita, let me just say, she ate this up. Like, she ate this up. She was in a difficult situation in the scene where it wasn't going so well during the rehearsals. But even in the rehearsals, she was continuously on, and she was adding her part. She was doing things to make the scenes more interesting, make her partner more comfortable so they could get through the scenes, because I really think Margarita helped Crystal get through this scene, because this was difficult for Crystal. She was just, it wasn't sitting. She wasn't nailing it. It was hard for her to play this role as a priest who was holding on to a secret that they are actually gay, which is not a secret. A lot of priests these days are, but
on a secret.
but like, I like how Margarita was just like getting involved. It's like, okay, staying in character the whole time, even when it wasn't focused on her, when it was on Crystal's part, and she was just like licking the cross and putting it in the mouth. Like, do I put it in my mouth? They're like, no, keep that, do that. Like, she was just going on and on. And I appreciated how she handled that. Margarita for me was such a star in this, and like her scene with Laka at the end when they were talking about their secret of wanting to be together but can't. And I thought that was such a good thing. I think Crystal struggled. Did she struggle? Absolutely, she struggled. I don't think it was as bad as everybody tried to make it. It was not great. I get it. But I'm not like, she was horrible. Was she at the bottom for me? Yes. Yes, she was at the bottom. But see, here's the thing. I don't think anybody did so horribly bad where this was this was enjoyable to watch. I enjoyed watching this. It was some people who were great, and it was some people who were good, and it was some people who were aight. And I think Crystal was aight. She wasn't the best, but I don't think it was as bad as they wanted to make it out to be. And I think Daphne was okay too. I don't know if Daphne did it for me. I'm be honest. I was just like, okay. She would have been towards my bottom, if I'm be honest, because I was just like, it wasn't. She didn't do anything that made me remember or make me go, oh yeah, that was so funny. She was okay.
Yeah, I think what I loved about Margarita's performance was there was restraint in there. Like, I think, and we'll get to it in a bit, I think there were other people in this challenge who wanted to be larger than life, and it just wasn't the vision that the Javis had. I think that what Margarita's approach was much better because there was restraint, but there was still character and there was still passion and there was a lot of energy and not a lot of movement. And I think that some other people kind of went over the top, and that's why they weren't in the top, because they weren't matching the energy of the scenes that they were in. They were kind of overacting. And we'll get to that. We'll comment that in a little bit. It's going to be the next slide. Crystal, I mean, I agree with you, Lana. I don't think anybody bombed this challenge, but someone's going to be in the bottom. We are comparing their performances, and anybody that I think should be in the bottom, you did not do bad. This was a really great performance from everybody, like as a whole. Just some people outshined other people in this challenge, and that's kind of what happened with Crystal. I think that there were opportunities that she kind of missed. I kind of was thinking of other characters that we've seen in acting challenges. Namely, I was thinking of like Jimbo's judge character in Canada Drag Race, who was, when he said like, "Oh, I'm sickening too," there could have been that moment of Crystal bursting out and showing that passion, but it was kind of one note all the way through. But she got through her lines, but it did feel at times that she was just reciting her lines. Daphne, I thought was funny, made me chuckle at times, maybe a little over the top, maybe a little on the nose, but maybe that's what they were going for. So she was fine for me.
Eva did really well. She played like this. She played the sort of like dejected house servant who was like barely seen, but then had a few little moments of gossip that was really cute. Margarita, honestly, work. Like she ate. Like when I think of like a winning performance in an acting challenge, that is what I think of. I also think of Angeria in meeting in the ladies' room. And I also think of Viv in Santa School for Girls. Like those are like top. Like
Please
she
go on.
belongs. She belongs in there as like top tier acting challenge moments.
Couldn't agree more.
She did so well. I love like the little like rainbow feathers on Daphne's horse, and the fact that it was like little hobby horse is really cute as well. Here's the thing: this role is very simple, and it's very like clear that what they want. But, like if she did it badly, then it wouldn't have worked. Because like this role had to be done a very specific way, and it sucked because she said earlier that she wanted to stand out and do something different, and it sucks that she kind of was given this role that she didn't really want to do, but getting that role, she was like, okay, I've got this. I'm gonna do it as best as I can, and do it how it needs to be done. Crystal did okay. She was the worst. Also, this Hitler mustache on her is also prison as well. I couldn't stop seeing that, and I was like, oh my god, that is like a bad costume choice. That's a bad costume choice. But like she wasn't great. Also for most of her scenes, she was just sitting on a bench. And she had to be very restrained because that was her character. And this just wasn't her forte. I do think she did struggle the most, but no one failed. There was no horrible performance. The horrible performances happened in the lip sync. That's where the horrible performances of this episode were.
Tea.
And that's where I'll leave it.
And coffee and horchata. Yeah, I mean, I'm slightly different from you guys. Actually, I didn't enjoy Eva's performance as much as you did. She would have easily been my bottom 3, kind of by default, but instead of Satine. I mean, that's kind of, a kiss of death, a role of maid on Drag Race if it's not written like outwardly flamboyant. And you can remember La Casa de Locas all the way back from season 5, where both maids were in the bottom 3. I mean, it's not exactly that Eva did what Coco and or Detox did back then, but I mean, it was fine. But given, exactly the level of the entire performance, she would have been like there by default for me. Margarita, wrong Margarita. Wrong Margarita. I mean, she absolutely did what needed to be done with second role because she did have peaks and valleys in spades. which sounds very weird. You have spades of peaks and valleys, but that's beside the point. She really was exactly like Paloma, like Francois, or everybody else whom you name checked, because it was really very, very fulfilling as a role. And the coolest part was that she played restrained, but it was interesting because sometimes you'd have to be like kind of the straight girl, or like the confused, closeted, this woman who's afraid of everything, but she did it so interestingly that you literally couldn't take your eyes off of her. And unfortunately, on the opposite end of spectrum of restraint, we have Crystal. Yeah, I agree with you. It didn't like flop, like floppity flop, but this moment of like realization and transition that she like confesses. Everybody confesses to her, and then she confesses that she's like the ultimate sinner or whatnot. The transition kind of didn't happen, unfortunately. When she like sprung off her bench, she was still the same character as if she was still sitting there. And that was kind of the problem. And there, the Michelle Visage's favorite critique of One Note actually, unfortunately, rings true for her in that regard, because the realization kind of wasn't realized. And I hate to bring that comparison because that acting challenge sucked all as possible. But I mean, in the breast world, when they gave this critique to Cameron Michaels that, Muffy, you didn't realize anything. And that was kind of it, unfortunately, for Crystal. But I'm not that mad at Hitler Mustache, because that's actually a tongue-in-cheek pun on Catholic clergy, I think, as well, that they all have secrets and they can be kind of Hitler-esque. With Daphne, it's interesting. I really enjoyed her performance. I know that she was irritated at first, but she really took it like a champ. I especially loved Ferran's remark after like the filming process that, I mean, of course she nailed it. She was a twink playing a twink. What else do you expect?
Right.
And I mean, as a resident twink defender on this podcast, I'm not mad at it at all, especially because she ultimately nailed it. And also for me, as a huge Dora and Electra stan, she kind of gave me some Dora and Electra vibes with all of this mustache.
Great reference.
And I was
very good. Yeah.
Love Dorian Electra.
Yeah, I was like so into it, what she was doing, because that was hyperactive, flamboyant kind of ADHD. She would like.
I see it. Oh my God, I see it now.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna agree mostly with almost everything Micha just said, to be honest with you. Like I think Eva may have fallen into my bottom three kind of by proxy, because I do agree. I think almost everyone did a really great job in this challenge. I think for me, Ava did a good job. I agree. I think Ava did a really good job, but was just kind of maybe the least memorable of a lot of people. For me, there was a clear bottom two. I don't want to admit it. Crystal didn't do good. I'm just going to say it. Crystal didn't do good. Crystal deserved to be in the bottom. I love Crystal. I love you. Crystal, I love you. You know that. I love you. Please don't unfollow me on Instagram. I love you. But it was just not her challenge. She knew it. Everybody there knew it. The production, the cameramen, the people down the street, everybody knew it. Crystal did not do good in this challenge. But for me, I think the person that was the next least memorable overall in the challenge, I think would have been Ava for me. So I think I would agree with you, Micha. I think maybe I would have put her there by default. But definitely would have kept her safe overall, because I think the combination of her performance and her runway would have kept her there. Daphne, twink playing a twink. I think this really would have been a great chance for her to step out of her comfort zone and try something new. But I think for what she had, she did a good job with it. Perfectly serviceable job. Margarita. What else needs to be said? What else needs to be said? She did what needed to be done. And I am proud of my girl. Period. And then we have our last three very quickly. We have Ferran, La Escandalo, and Nori.
Going off of what I said earlier on Margarita, I felt like she had some restraint in her humor. I thought Ferran and La Scandalo, though they were funny, I thought they were a little over the top and kind of overacting for the scene. And I think that's why they weren't in the top. I wouldn't have put them in the bottom by any means, but I think that they were a bit, and you could see it from the hobbies. They're like, what you're bringing isn't exactly what we had in mind, and not exactly what your characters are. I think they wanted something more bombastic and kind of standout-ish, but I think if they played their characters a little more straight, I think they would have had more success. But they were fine. Oh my gosh, no one's straight. No one's straight in this.
Well,
and
well,
I.
just one.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
How
And
dare
then
you erase Lana?
I'm in
My
the challenge,
It-
not on the panel.
okay, clarification is everything.
Yes, clarified for the record. For the record, Nori. I also think, like it was said earlier, it is such a meme critique, but it does work here. It was one note. It was just kind of like there was no peaks and valleys of the performance, and also she had a. I did theater growing up. This really infuriated me. She kept wanting to look at the other characters. You never almost always look at characters you're talking to. You're always looking to where people are looking at you. You almost never will be looking at each other. You're always like, here's the audience. I'm looking at you, or I'm looking at this direction. I'm never looking at the person who's next to me. That was something that Nori did that it was a pet peeve of mine. And also, I think that she was just kind of like up here the entire time. And I think there were missed opportunities for what I thought was a really good character.
I agree with you about Ferran and the Scandalo. I think they just overplayed it. They just overplayed it. It was not. It was just too much. It was much too much. For what the character was. Was it funny? From time to time, it had a little humor in it, but it was just too much. And I was like, okay, next, move on, because it's too much. My issue is with Nori in this because I feel like Nori just didn't even try. I feel like Nori was so upset that they did not get the part that they wanted, that they came into this defeated. And it showed throughout this entire performance. Even in the rehearsals, she was not. They had to go over it over like, "Hey, don't look at the people. Turn around. Don't look." Like she came in not wanting to do this, not wanting to play this role, and it showed how much she didn't want to play this role. So to me, it made me not want to watch her because she didn't want to play the role. Therefore, it was not, she portrayed it like she didn't want to play the role. And so I, as an audience member, didn't want to watch her not want to play this role. That was just,
Because
I don't know.
it almost made us resent watching her play a
But
role she
she
didn't want because
resented.
she didn't want the role. Because she was
Right.
resenting not wanting to play the role. So
Absolutely.
it was just like a
Yes.
cycle of, girl, I don't want to watch you play this role.
Right,
Like,
exactly. It just was too much for me, and I was just like, okay, you're showing how you don't want to be here, and so I don't want to watch you not be want to be here. So that's my critique on that. I think the other two was too much, and she gave up from the second she got that role.
I mean, I kind of just gave my thoughts on Nori. That's really all I had to say on the matter, to be honest with you. I will say, actually, for Ferran and La Escandalo, I think obviously the top three for me, the top three of the week were my top three. I agree with them. I actually, of everybody else, would have had Ferran and La Escandalo as my like fourth, fifth. Because yes, they were overacting, but I actually thought of everybody else in the performance, they were the next two most memorable people for me, at least. I see what both of you are saying as far as them like overacting and it not necessarily being the MO of what the Javis were looking for. But I think especially towards the end of the challenge, I thought it was a nice kind of delightful, like they were kind of here as the kind of like the comic relief almost in a way, and I didn't mind that as a viewer personally. So for me, like I appreciated what they were doing. Yes, it was a bit over the top at moments, but overall they would have been fourth and fifth for me in the challenge. I thought they did a really, really great job.
Yeah, I think Ferran and La Escandalo did do a good job. Like their roles, I'm just bringing up other Drag Race references, and then I've got another one for Nori. But they just remind me of Chanel and Angeria as like the two nosy neighbors in the Rosemary's Baby musical. Because like those two roles, they weren't written to win. Like they're not like written winning roles. And yet Ferran and La Scandalo are playing like these two roles have absolutely everything in them. So they were playing it a lot more than it was written, and sometimes it works. Like it worked really well for Jinx in Santa's School for Girls. I think it kind of worked here. Like they didn't do badly. They just weren't my favorites in the challenge. So I would definitely have had them safe, and I do think I would have probably had Ava low, but I just don't think they really hit the nail on the head with this challenge. And then Nori's character reminds me of Lady Camden's Maxime. Like, you literally run into a room screaming. You're running into a room screaming and like, I have information, I have news, I have something that's gonna like change everything. And that's how you've got to like play this role. And you're also like, you're mental. You've been hit with a brick like 20 years ago, and you've been roaming the streets. I just think Nori was down on themselves. Nori didn't want to play this role, and they did like the best that they could. But like as La Scandalo said in Confessional, there's no role that Nori could have done well in.
Well, yeah, maybe that's true. I mean, for Ferran and La Scandalo, I would actually put them probably 6th and 7th for me. After the actual top 3, Laka and the Twink playing a Twink. But I mean, they were really interesting because the top 5 in my scenario, they're like in a really like stage play, very elaborate one, and then these 2 run into them like a meteorite, basically playing booby sequels. And I'm also with Logan because I kind of love the spike of the energy because it's interesting. It's their dynamic. And the fact that they depended so much on one another, it almost gave the whole play an intermission of sorts. So from this point on, I'm not mad at them because like if it's an intermission and it's got completely different energy levels, it's overplayed. And then we kind of come back to the rest of the play, and then the crescendo happens. So yeah, they did a really good job overplaying it, boobing it up, and really having as much fun as they could, being nosy neighbors. Yeah, with Nori, it's just unfortunate. Yeah, obviously it was the bottom 2 role because Nori kind of not only was she defeated, but she kind of got stuck into one idea with her one like voice, which she didn't even like amp up for the camera. It was a bit unfortunate. It was like kind of what Raja was in the bottom for an American Horror Story, because they told her get over this lisp, and she was like, no, I'm sticking with this lisp, and it kind of didn't work. But like that challenge didn't work at overall. Here, however, given that everybody else has done such a good job, Nori stood even more like a sore thumb, because you're like, Christ, this is the role you steal the scene with, and yeah, the scene was very far from stolen, unfortunately.
And also purr. Let's talk about our runway very quickly. We'll give our full thoughts on Look Over Here. I wanted to propose something very quickly, so we go through these runways quickly. It's something we did over on the premiere of UK. I'm wondering, and everyone was here for that except for Lana. Shall we teabag these looks, everyone?
Yes.
What does that mean?
So it's something that Brooke came up with
Mm-hmm.
as a fun new thing for the cup. So either a look is tea, or you want to bag it.
I got you.
It's our like cute version of Toot and Boot, like that thing. So it's a way to quickly go through the looks. Obviously, since we're doing our full reviews on Look Over Here.
Gotcha.
But it's just a lovely quick way to go through.
I'm here for that.
Cool. And then the innuendo of teabagging.
Yeah. And if you want to shoot it, you can try it.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Our highest is I guess a chai tea grande. That's what.
Period.
Ooh, yes.
Shout out to chai tea grande.
Shout out to Chai Tea.
Friend of the pod, Chai Tea Grande.
I hope.
Period.
Chai, we love you. We're naming something after you, Chai. We're manifesting here. Chai, we love you. But yes, category is Javivision. So, as if we needed more reason to shout out the Javis in this episode, now it's a whole runway based on things the Javis have directed.
Werk.
Cool.
This
Let's
This is like
get
the
into it.
This
Oh,
is just like
yes.
the Anna Locking runway from last season, where it's like, and his looks by Anna Locking, and his stuff the Javis have done because their looks probably aren't as interesting.
I was
Well,
thinking the same thing.
But their filmography is
yeah.
extensive, and there was
Right.
nobody wearing nothing from Physica or Chimica, which is like the first introduction.
I was
for me.
expecting Physica or Chimica.
I
Yeah, that
think
was my-
everyone thought someone would do it, and so that's why no one did it. I
Yeah.
No
honestly
one wants
think
to wear the
that's-
kimono on the Madonna runway anymore.
No one wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
and
one
good for them,
wants
honestly.
to-
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm-
I don't
I'm-
blame them.
Also, I think 2 other people also bought kimonos for that episode because no one wanted to do the cone bra. Like, no one wanted to do the cone bra. So they were like, I'm going to do the kimono. And then, like, 6 people, I think 7 out of 12 all brought kimonos.
So it's
Yeah.
agreed. Physica or Chimica is the kimono of the hobby
yeah,
runway.
kimono of
Correct.
Javi World, Javivision. Yeah.
Even though no one did it. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's fine. We live. First on the runway, La Escándalo. Let's start with Micha and go around and up. Tea or bag?
Oh, okay. I'm in the middle. It's kind of cool tea for me. I almost bag it. Sorry.
I'm going to give this tea.
It's a tea for me. It's campy. It's cute. I don't really understand the reference, but I'm assuming it's great.
It's tea for me. She took a shirt and made it into a dress, and took the idea of the shirt and made it into a full dress. I think she looks great. Tea.
I'll give it a T as well. I think a lot of it for me comes from the actual acting of the look. I think she sold it really, really well. So, T. Next up, baby, Ferran.
It's a total T from me. However, if Petito was here, she would probably rate her fulfilled for that look under the raincoat. But I want this raincoat in this color on my body now.
Oh, I need it. I
Yes.
also need it. Can I borrow it? Like, I need it. Please. It's so good.
T, absolute T.
This gets a tea as well.
Yeah, this is tea for me. It would have been my favorite if it wasn't for the look underneath
Yep.
the raincoat. Because
Absolutely.
I wrote it was so unshapely and just not flattering. I wish that there was at least something else under there. But that raincoat is amazing. It's stunning.
Yeah. Raincoat gets tea. When I saw the reference look, I was like, oh, definitely tea. Raincoat is tea. Underneath is not tea.
My tea has cooled for like 15 minutes, but it's still tea. Yeah, we're not going to talk anymore about that look underneath.
Mm.
Just be fully naked, like Mother
Oh.
Satine. Oh my goodness, poor girl.
Nori.
No. That's a body bag. That's a body bag. Sorry.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Like a plastic bag? Like a plastic bag?
Bag.
Mm.
Poison ivy. No, ivy bag. Poison ivy.
Mm.
This is a bag. This is probably the worst look yet on the season. It's so
Yes.
there's too much going on. I understand when Anna Locking talked about like, you know, the religiosity with the party. I loved that she saw the vision, but it is not here. It is not here. Bag.
Bag, baby. Absolutely. I'm sorry, Nora. Ooh.
No.
Mm.
No.
Mm.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking these off immediately.
Oh,
The
Oh,
nebula
absolutely.
now.
It's yeah. I mean, it's tea with several add-on layers. I mean, it's a very spicy tea. I love it. Love the reveal. Love the post-reveal look even more than before. Much more than before. Actually.
I don't have anything to represent this, but I'm giving her a chai tea grande.
Period.
She gets the gold.
This was absolutely gorgeous. Tea.
Chai tea from beginning to end, storytelling, performance, chai tea, period.
Baby, you ate. You ate. And I don't even know how you can eat tea.
Remember, she ate the
I don't know
tea.
how
You
that is
can.
possible.
I'll tell you.
can.
We don't
Oh,
need
yes,
to
you
know.
can.
We
There's
don't
several
know.
applications, but this is tea.
T.
Also, good for Denebula. No neck ruffles this week.
Period.
Thank you.
Yes, Petita would be
This-
proud.
This
Yeah,
is the
Petita would be so
versatility-
happy.
This is the
Petita would be so
versatility
happy.
the judges are looking for. Thank
Tea.
you. We love it.
I love the neck ruffles, but fair.
Ooh.
Daphne
Nice.
Mugled.
Oh yeah, it's total tea for me. Absolutely.
T.
Tea.
Also in classic Drag Race fashion, rhinestone vagina.
I was gonna say, like, you can't have a rhinestone vagina and then not give it tea. That is tea.
I mean, power of the vagina, period. So I'm here for it. T, period. Because that's a powerful tool we got there, honey. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Rhinestone vagina tea.
Period.
Period.
As it should be. Yeah.
She
Absolutely.
looks great.
Absolutely.
Power to the pussy.
Mhm.
Musical reference. Oh my god.
Ah, Ava Harrington.
I'm still on the fence of this. Look, this is the tea, but it's almost an iced tea. You know, it's a tea with a couple of ice cubes.
Not an iced tea. Oh. This is a sweet tea. That is the question. Mhm.
Yeah.
This may be controversial, but
Ooh.
Mm.
I almost
¿Por qué?
did.
Oh my god. The scandalo.
Mm.
This is actually one of my favorites of the week.
Mm.
So
Good for you, love.
thought it was cute referencing, and then I love the camp and the creativity of the reveal underneath. I honestly, Ava made me a believer in what she's bringing this season with this look. So
I'm with you, Michael. I agree 100%. This is one of my faves. Tea. Top tea. Hot piping tea. Period.
The top row knows what's up.
We
This is a
know
chai
what's
tea.
going-
This is a chai tea grande, and this was my favorite look of the week.
We
Point
know
blank
what's
and the
happening up
period.
here. Up here
Oh.
is where it's at.
This was
Down there-
everything.
I don't know
this
what's
was-
happening down there. I don't know
this-
what's happening
this
down
was
there.
America versus Europe up in this
Yeah, we
pod
got
right now.
the tea right now is we have versus, and y'all are losing in my opinion.
Baby,
because-
this was everything.
so good.
So good.
Audience,
Ava,
y'all. Oh, I can't wait till y'all tell us what y'all think.
I
'cause
know.
y'all
Yeah,
know
Audience,
I'm
let us
on the
know. I
ride.
can't wait to find out. I can't
Is
wait to
it
find
Team
out.
USA or Team Europe in this piece right now? Because we have some.
Let us know.
Let us know.
well, I'm glad you like this look.
And
It is
join
a
us for
look-
Look Over Here tomorrow to
To
find
know
out our
why.
real scores.
And here's the thing. I really want to know why, but I'll wait till
We'll wait.
tomorrow
We'll
to
wait.
find
We'll
out.
wait.
But
I'm
I really
excited.
want to know. But I do need to know. And I will say this: if the audience agrees with you both, I will admit to defeat. I will give
No,
you
I
your
won't.
That's because you're a child and you don't know how to admit to defeat. And an adult will say, if I am not in the majority, I would admit that I am in the minority, in my opinion. Thank you. I will do that for me. I speak for only me.
I mean, I would also admit if we are in the minority, factually, it's fine.
If it
It's
is
not
a-
my least
I will
favorite look
admit
of the
if
week.
I'm in the minority. You just said two different things. I will admit if I'm in the minority. I'm not admitting defeat. Those are two different
defeat in the no, because defeat in the verses is what I'm talking
in the vote.
about.
In the vote.
In the
Okay, those are
vote,
two different things.
No, those are the same thing.
No, they're not.
Literally admitting defeat that most people agree with them and not with us is defeat. And then I will admit that I'm in the wrong in that, but I'm not going to say my opinion is wrong because it is my opinion. There's no wrong in opinion. Defeat is if we lose the competition on who the audience agrees with.
I said what I said. Anyway,
And I said what I said. Period.
But we can all agree, Satin Greco.
This is Charity Grande. This is overflowing. This is burning. This is phenomenal. This is, oh my God. I mean, I want to see Samantha Hudson, what she posted on Instagram afterwards. I'll actually go and Google it while you're giving your scores. This is phenomenal.
Charity Grande.
This is too. Oh.
This is tea so hot you scold your tongue and then still go back for more. It was my favorite of the night.
Tea on top of tea on top of chai tea on top of chai tea. Period.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. I'm short circuiting.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I love that it's just certain things I can do that just make Lana just absolutely I love doing it every time. I did say Balenciaga earlier, and Lana was not paying attention. But every time I do it,
I heard
I'm
it,
like,
and I was like,
I clocked that.
yeah, I was
I
like,
heard that as well.
I was too busy. I was responding to a message, so I did.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, next up.
Alexandra. Veneno!
Yeah, hi, La Puseta. Sorry. I mean, that was tea. Even with the wig loss, it's still tea for me. I mean, not piping hot, but tea.
Bag.
You're just hateful.
I'm opinionated. I'm young and opinionated. That's what I am.
And hateful.
Yeah.
I think this is gorgeous, but I feel like we've seen this reference quite a lot. And then the wig fall, it's kind of a slight bag for me, just in the presentation. The look is beautiful, obviously, but the culmination of factors has pushed it into the negative for me.
That's my thoughts on this as well. Like, it's been done and it's been done better. And I also have like some flaws with this look as well, just as a look. So that's why I gave it back.
It's a bag for me. It's a bag for me. It's too much went wrong with this look for me to give it tea. And too much bag.
I'm still gonna give it a very tepid, mild tea. Only because I think the look is still very classically well done. Yes, she had falters, which is why it's a little bit lower, but I do still think the look is so classically perfectly done to Veneno. So for me, that's what it'll be. And Crystal, forever.
Mother. I mean, that was at least 1.5 reveal too much. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to bag it because none of the three like worked separately well.
I agree. If you're gonna do a reveal, it has to be done really well, and this was a bit of a miss. Love Mother though.
It's a slight bag for me because the middle look could have been cut entirely. There was too many moving parts. The garments themselves are very pretty. I really want to tee this, but it is the performance, and that middle look could have been deleted entirely, and we would have missed nothing from it.
I'm gonna give this a tepid tea, very cool down tea, because I do think all three looks are pretty. I think they're pretty and they're fine. I just don't think we needed them all at once. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So it's a tepid tea.
I'm gonna go with tepid tea as well, just because of the reveal of it all. But I do still think all of the individual looks look good.
Right.
Margarita.
Oh, she ate lots of tea, lots of this, Mongolian pre-packed salty buttery tea, which is compressed and edible. That's so cool. That's almost chai tea grande for me. It's gonna be like, maybe chai tea piccolo, but it's like chai tea territory. So good.
You're muted, but
You're
okay,
muted,
I get it.
Muted.
Chai tea grande. I have props so you can tell anyway. It's just
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is my second favorite look of the week. There are eyelashes on the alien. That is hilarious. So yeah, tea.
Very chai tea. Very chai tea.
Very chai tea. So good. That's my girl. That's my girl. And Nyx.
Very, very hot tea, almost getting itself chaied. Love it. Head to toe. And the
Tea.
presentation.
tea, but very close. Very close.
This is tea for me as well. I don't really understand the reference. I'm assuming it's kind of an Ugly Betty style, like adjacent reference. If that's the case, this is great. Tea.
Tea. I loved this. Love. And I loved seeing something a little bit different from Nyx. And I was happy to see it. Love. And last up, Laka Udia.
That's a very good, strong, warm going to hot tea.
This is tea as well. I have some flaws with this, but this is tea.
This is a solid tea for me. So pretty, and I always love the mustache intermixed with all the feminine energy of the rest of the look. I just love Laka's aesthetic.
Tea? What can you say? Tea.
Absolutely tea. This is the strongest of, I brewed this tea for like 30 minutes. This is it's still hot. It's so good. Ugh.
And also, thank her for shouting out Benedetta Von Dash, saying she taught me how to walk this.
Yes. I loved it. But
like the burlesque.
did we have anything from judging or the Untucked we wanted to discuss further?
Yolanda, I think it was her name, had a very
Yolanda
very touching
Ramos,
speech.
our beautiful guest judge.
Yeah, there was a very touching speech from her.
Yeah, everybody
Agreed.
cried and frozen. Yeah.
She was such a sweetheart. Like 2 weeks in a row, lovely, beautiful guest judges. And I loved Amaya last week as well. And Yolanda was such a sweet, lovely presence on this episode as well. I agree with that.
Yeah, she was such a lovely guest judge, and I love when because some guest judges you can kind of tell that they're there just to be there, and I love that she was there and she was happy to be there, and she's really enjoying just watching the acting challenge and just being in the presence of these queens as well. It was just such a lovely thing to see. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It was just very touching. Her I loved the words that she had of a lot of times you are scared to be yourself at home, but this is a safe space where you can show your full art and who you truly are. And we've talked about that earlier on the episode. That was very, very touching. And it definitely touched a lot of the queens as well. It really hit home for them. Yeah, great words from Yolanda.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree, and nothing was egregious, but I also kind of want to final small shout out to Javis. I know they've had too much already, but how they actually uplifted our dear Satin, saying that you can improvise if that's comfortable. We've seen you improv, and you could have done this more, and just let go even more because your look is adorable. And also shout out to Anna for giving 2 overs in one critique.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I did appreciate the Javis. They were very constructive in their critiques this time around, and it kind of made sense. Even with like Nori, who was very defeated in her attitude, they were kind of like, you were picking up you were picking up the critique and you were improving what you were doing. It's just we want to see a fully realized you. It just kind of felt like Nori wasn't fully present. She was just kind of checked out of the competition at that point.
Yeah, I think from the moment she didn't get the role she wanted, she was checked out. Like it was done. It was done. And that kind of extends into the Untucked, where she's just done.
Yeah.
Completely done. And that's kind of really all there was in the Untucked, was just Nori's kind of just done. Nori's over. Not over, unfortunately, just over. So we can talk about our results, where our top 3 of the week are Alexandra, Nyx, and Margarita. I am happy that they still gave Alexandra a top spot, even with what happened on the runway, because she did deserve it still. At least in my opinion.
I'm gonna slightly disagree.
Okay, that's fair.
Because of that, I would have put Laka in the top 3, and I
Okay.
would put Alexandra as like top save. She would have been like right there.
Okay.
And then maybe even
Absolutely.
Daphne. I thought Daphne was also a top performer for me this week. But I would have been Laka, Nyx, and Margarita if I were.
That would have been mine. That would have been mine too.
That's
Actually,
fair.
can we agree that it could have been top 4, bottom 2, basically judging this episode, and nobody.
And I maybe would have done that, to be honest with you. Like I think that would have been a little bit more fair. Like
Satine had no business being in the. We'll get there, but she had no business being there in the bottom 3.
Absolutely not.
No business at all.
And also, like, you could tell that she knew standing there that she wouldn't have to lip sync.
Yeah,
you could tell that she just felt it as well. She was like, even okay, I'm fine.
Because the runway critiques were so positive that like there was no universe she was going to be lip syncing. Crystal and Nori knew they were going.
And then when Crystal and Nori both got critiqued on their challenge and then also on their runways as well.
Yeah.
Satine was like, okay.
I even think it could have been a top 4 where you had Margarita and Nyx, and then also, for me at least, I think you could have had Ferran and Escandalo, to be honest with you. I think there could have been a justification for that, because both of their runways were also great. So I think you could have just, like, there were a lot of people, and I agree, I think a top 4, bottom 2 situation could have been very justifiable, especially this early on in the competition with 12 people still here. I think that could have been justifiable, but that's not what they did. But our winner, Margarita! Yes!
I will say, I feel like Margarita's going to win a lot of challenges, so I kind of wish that Nyx got this one, because Margarita is going to get, she's going to get like Snatch Game, she's going to get improv, roasting. I feel like
really, I'm not really sure about this. We'll see, because sometimes it's very different skill sets.
Just my impression. That's my impression of her skill set.
I mean, I think with this and how this was shown, I think don't count Nyx out for a Snatch Game, because I think Nyx could surprise us like she did in this episode. And I think her doing so well in this is going to only motivate her to be like, okay, let me lean more into my improv skills or my acting skills. Now we'll see, because acting and improv are 2 different things, and so maybe she's good at written scripts and can't improv on her own. We'll see. But I wouldn't count her out, and it's a couple of other people who I'm looking at for Snatch Game. I'm like,
I was gonna say the same thing, Lana. I would say don't count out Nyx, don't count out Alexandra, don't count out
Laka,
don't count out La Escandalo even, or even someone that we're not expecting, like a Satine or a Crystal, who do have a ton of experience with celebrity impersonation. Like I think they are people that, I think Crystal especially is someone that really could step in and surprise us when we get to a Snatch Game scenario.
Yeah.
I think Satine could do really well on Snatch Game. I mean, last week was literally like, this is how you do a perfect celebrity impersonation.
Yeah.
So I'm excited like how she could be funny doing a celebrity impersonation. So I think she could do very well. Very well as well.
But we got Our bottom three, I put Satine first for a reason.
Because she did not deserve to be
because
there.
she shouldn't have been there. And quickly we'll move to the bottom two.
Yeah. I was going to say, we don't have to talk about a bottom three because I do like your top four, bottom two.
Yeah. It's
So
what
in
it
my-
should have been.
In my brain, it was a top four and just a bottom two.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been Satine in the top four necessarily.
No, it wouldn't have
by
been
any means of the
Satine
imagination,
necessarily.
Because there was a clear bottom two, and then that third person is just like, who was... It's hard to choose that third person in the bottom.
And only because they did bad in the rehearsal. Not because they did a bad performance, period. But
and
whatever.
like I said I would have had Eva by default, but even with her runway, like I wouldn't have. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she had my favorite runway of the week, so I wouldn't have wanted her there to begin with. So it's just it's one of those like back and forth things. But we do get Crystal and Nori. Now here I am going to start this discussion because when the song came on and I found out that one of my favorite Eurovision songs from last year was about to be the lip sync song, and I was about to get Zora on Drag Race España. It is what I asked for last year during Eurovision season. I was so excited because I love Zora and I love Nebulosa, and she is a fabulous woman, and her husband is very attractive as well, and they do a great job, and they were criminally robbed of a higher placement in the final. And then to deliver the lip sync that we got, Crystal, I love you dearly. Nori, I also think you are sickening. Baby, we might have to do a top 10 flop lip sync of the year list at the end of this year.
That would be so mean.
But it would be deserved because, baby, what was this? What was this?
Okay, now you know how I felt after the Von Dutch lip sync because I am such a Charlie fan. I was like, that was criminal.
Same.
So
Yeah.
Let me just say.
And the crowd goes mild.
The crowd is silenced. Let me say this, and I'm going to get my thoughts out very quickly because I refuse to bag on these queens because they went out there and they do what they do for our entertainment. So I appreciate them doing what they do for our entertainment. And so I will never participate in kicking the dead horse when it's down because this is as down as you can get. These two people took a song that I vaguely remember, but they did the lip sync like they were me, who vaguely remembers the song, who did not know what the song was going to be. Like, you would have threw me up on that stage, I would have gave the same performance because I have no idea what the song is. I wouldn't have been able to do it. You had the song. You knew what it was. The least you could do is learn the words. That is my whole thing with all these people who come on Drag Race. You know a lip sync is involved. You knew, the two of them knew that they were at the bottom. They knew that they were going to have to lip sync for their life. They just knew it. The critique said it. The way it was, it said, you are going to lip sync for your life. The least you could do to know the song. I don't mind. I don't care if you can't perform it well or you don't dance well or if you don't move across the stage or whatever. You give a bad performance in that way, okay. You still deserve to go home. But to take a song and not know the words at all is downright disrespectful, not only to the artist who you're performing that song for on this platform that they finally get to get their song out there on a platform such as this, but for yourself as a artist, a drag artist. Like, you should be like, what am I doing right now? I cannot fathom being told I'm going to have to perform something and don't even know the word a little bit. Crystal knew the words a little bit more than Nori. A little bit more.
perfectly.
I will say she knew a lot more than Nori. She knew it a lot more than Nori. But
Or
for Nori to not even know the words and then try to play it off with hairography and keeping the hair in her face and walking away and making sure her back is turned to the judges for most of the time. Nah, nah.
Like,
It should have been a double sachet. As much as I love Crystal, I am a Crystal stan. I'm a Crystal defender. But if I'm going to be honest, both of them could have left and it would have been justified. Now I know for production purposes, that probably wouldn't be the best thing for them to do for logistics and all that stuff. So I understand why they didn't. But for
well,
performance wise, baby, no.
the winner of the lip sync was Alexandra in the back with her Veneno
Right.
boobs,
Yeah.
lip syncing the
Right,
song
singing the
properly
whole
Yes,
before she knew the
yes, like-
song.
She knew the whole thing.
I
mean-
and so
like,
it's just
I love these
bothers
two.
me.
I wish anybody else on this cast got this song because I was so excited. Like, literally.
And I
just
was
hope
Half
it's
of the
literally
girls
what
in the
Ale-
back were lip syncing. Yeah.
And when Alexandra in confessional afterwards went, not knowing the words to Zora by Nebulosa should be illegal,
Criminal.
I said,
Yeah.
I agree. Like, this was the Eurovision song that was the Eurovision song at the time these girls filmed this
Mhm.
season of Drag Race. Like, that was the Eurovision song at the time.
I'll say this. I think if they didn't have the heart twist, I think they would have double sashayed. I think they
I
were worried
agree.
about the logistics of
Mm-hmm.
two people leaving a heart behind.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like if you this is what you do. I hope personally this lights a fire for Crystal.
Mhm.
This is my hope for Crystal. I hope she realized like, okay, I have got to step my pussy up. I have to step it up and I have to do this. I can't coast by on just being a good queen who knows what she's doing. I have to be a good queen who knows what she's doing and know how to perform and put in the work to remember the songs that are put in front of me. I don't understand why people, even if you know you winning, even if you never know what twist happens. And when they say you won't need to lip sync for your life, I'm always learning every single song to all the lip syncs that they put in front of me. I know it seems impossible, but you can learn. You can listen to a song a night and just learn a song a night. And just the words, just remember every single song. You ain't gonna trip me up, Drag Race. You ain't gonna throw me out there and say, oh, you lip syncing for the win. Oh, I don't know this song. Absolutely not. I'm gonna know every single song. That list that they send, I'm learning every single one of them.
Yep. I think I'm always of the opinion like someone could be performing it better, but if they mess up the lyrics, they drop so far in my head because I'm just like, the fantasy is gone. The fantasy flew away.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, this lip sync, Crystal won it barely.
Default. By default. Because Nori did.
I thought she
Barely.
was better. I do think she
Yeah.
was better in the lip sync.
Because Crystal knew enough
At
of
least
the,
some words.
Crystal knew enough of the words, and any words that she didn't know, she was able to cover well because like she's done this. She's probably been on stage before where she hasn't known words, and she's had enough experience to cover it. Nori felt very green in this lip sync. Was very
Yes.
youthful, and it showed her inexperience.
She did the
Despite
obvious
her-
like
Despite
covers,
her
like
having
her...
done drag for 10 years.
hmm
10 years where, baby?
I
That's
mean,
where we're gonna leave it. Yeah.
I will say, like, Nori, if she's watching this, like, I love the aesthetic that you brought. I would love to see a lot more from you. I like this isn't the end all be all. Like, you had a bad
Yeah.
showing, it happens. But I think she's sickening. I think she has a great aesthetic, and I want to see more at some point.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the looks that she posts on
of
her
course.
Instagram of what she would have worn. But
That's some of my
unfortunately, she is the dance of this season because the
Mhm.
first eliminated of España was the Macarena, so I call first eliminated of España the dance.
Maybe.
That's some of my favorite is going through the queens after they're eliminated and seeing their looks. Like, so
Mhm.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Nori.
and we've kind of bounced all around it, but yes, Nori was
Yeah.
our dancing queen of
Yeah.
this season of
I do also like how after the lip sync and that when Crystal was told to stay, she did say, "I do apologize for the performance that she gave." I do like how she was like,
Yeah.
I do how she
I
did
know.
say to the judges, "This wasn't my best, and I'm sorry that I didn't give my best." I do like that she said that.
I know this wasn't good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fix it. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, Supreme had like daggers. She was firing daggers from her eyes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But she also said literally, like, girls, it was barely not a double sachet. So yeah, it's just basically that.
I still say I'm putting a tinfoil hat. I think without the heart twist, I think it would have been a double.
I also don't think they necessarily wanted to send Crystal home this early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
I think that's also a lot to do.
And
with
yeah,
it.
objectively, she did less worse than.
And she had a great
Nori.
performance last week as well. So I think,
Mhm.
you know, the compounding of the 2 weeks, I think it was unfortunately Nori that should have gone here. But Nori, you're great. You're stunning, beautiful, and gorgeous. And we adore you. So well done, Diva. And that is that on that. And very quickly, I'll go through the draft because the only person here that cares about the draft is me. And I care about the draft a lot because I'm winning the draft currently. But David has lost his first draft team member, and he is in third currently with 21.5 points. River is in second with 25, and I am barely in first place with 26 points, thanks to Margarita, not Prakatan. So, next week, we're designing.
Yes. Excited.
Designing. Drama. We're going to get so much workroom stuff, and I'm so excited to get to dive into the workroom drama of it all because I know that's exactly what we're going to get.
And also
I love the way that they've teased this heart twist with the whole like Snow White heart in the box and the magic mirror.
It's so campy.
It is so camp. It's not like Supreme is like literally stepping into the workroom and being like, and Nori gave her heart to. Duh. No, it's like, and Nori, who have you chosen to give the heart to?
Right.
It's like, dun dun.
I'm like, I love the drama and the extraness, the ovaness, if you will, of this heart twist.
Now, my question to all of you: who do you think Nori gave her heart to? Because I have no idea, honestly.
She didn't seem. I mean, we didn't see it on the episode. Her being close to really anyone,
because she's the only one from Extremadura from the season, and I believe only the second after Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha in the entire series to be
and
from
guess
Extremadura.
What? Arantxa did better than you, girl.
Shout out to Arantxa
on both seasons.
Castilla-La Mancha.
Yeah, who's not from Castilla-La Mancha.
The reigning Miss Congeniality of UK versus the world.
Okay, all that's lovely. All that's lovely. But nobody answered. All that's lovely. All that's Miss Congeniality of Arantxa. I love her, but I asked a question and I
answered. I don't know, Lana.
I wasn't talking to you, Logan. I heard your answer. I was talking to the three who was talking about Arantxa instead of answering my question.
I think Nyx, I suppose, is gonna be to Nyx because the two girls seem to have kind of bonded in the first episode, not necessarily this one, but yeah, in this one she was pretty lone wolf since she was so down on her all the time after the roles were chosen. But I think probably to Nyx, my biggest.
I'm thinking Nyx as well.
Oh,
but like the thing is like it's really quite sad because Nori got quite a small edit in these two episodes, which means like we didn't see much of her personality and her relationships. But it will certainly be very interesting next week, and especially if it's a design challenge. I feel like it's going to play a lot into that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Nyx too. I just don't know who else. I mean, it's kind of a wild card. I also think, I mean, there's two ways you could go about it. You could pick someone that you like or force someone you don't like to go ahead and use their heart so they don't have a heart for the rest of the competition.
Right. I could see her giving it to Crystal just simply because she sent her home and just like I don't know if that's how Nori's necessarily going to play it, but just as like as a safety barrier just in case. I could see
That's
it.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm like that could be maybe the situation. So I'll say Crystal. As a way to manifest it. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. I was thinking Crystal because they were in the bottom together, and it's like just in case she's in the bottom again, because we all know how this stuff seems to play out. You're on the bottom, you end up possibly being the bottom for a minute.
Right.
So maybe just to keep her safe and just in case. I don't know. But that was
We'll
what I was
see.
thinking. But we'll see.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. But we'll be back next week with episode 3 of Drag Race España, season 5. Thank you for joining us for this lovely recap. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at 12 p.m. PST for our Look Over Here episode, where we will be talking about the looks in depth from our Javivision runway. In the meantime, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we put out all of our drag content, because there is a whole heck of a lot of it. Let us know all your thoughts on this episode down in the comments below. Did you agree with the winner? Did you agree with Nori going home? Who would you have put in the top for this lovely acting challenge and everything in between? Make sure to hit all of the links down below. Just click all of them. Just all of them. You don't need to know necessarily what they do. Just click all of them. Sure, why not? On your way out, also make sure to get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers, y'all. Bye-bye.
Cheers.